John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde as the captains are out at midfield. Tell you, this field, Kevin, looks a lot different in early November than it does in late August, early September.
Yep, the grass is a little dried out. It looks almost like there's a little frost, but I think that's just the dryness on it. A little bit of dirt showing through. Hopefully these kids will get a chance to have another game here in the playoffs. It'd be fun to have playoff football here in Fort Morgan again.
Well, you're right. I mean, if they win next week on the road against Erie, that's going to be for the North Valley League title. They will host an opening round game. Now, Brian didn't say this last week. I did. I missed you. I don't know if Brian did, but anyway, that's another story altogether that we can discuss a little bit later on during informal conversation here.
Right. Well, I understand the line at Pizza Ranch was a little shorter without me there.
I'd say it's a lot short. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Opening kickoff tonight brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. I'm going to pay for that, Kevin. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan, and the Mustangs will kick off. And back deep to receive for Niwot are Jarrett Noterman and Liam Flanagan. Mustangs played Niwot last year on a Thursday night, and that went to a running clock. Remember that one? There was, I think there was like a big 85 or 90-yard pass that was caught by Donovan Moya. Again, it was a Thursday night on the road at, I believe it was Everly Montgomery Field. Mm-hmm. And special teams has continued to flourish for the Mustangs, whether it's in the kicking game or the kickoff return game. They've had 2 touchdowns this year, one at home and one on the road, returned for over 90 yards in each case. And now to kick it off for the Mustangs is Adam Cardona. Temperature, probably in the 20s here, upper 20s. See if we can get a reading on that.
Yeah, my pickup said like 39 when I got out, but that was 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's 30 degrees right now, 30 degrees with a 7:04 kickoff, and Cardona boots that football. It's a line drive fielded by Flanagan to the 15, running to his right to the 20, stutter stepping. Then he's down at about the 21 or 22-yard line.
Return pulled down by Frank Ortega.
As Frankie Ortega and David Sarinana in on special teams to make the play. The official spot looks like the 21 for Niwot. Their quarterback is Aiden Bartko. And again, they've struggled in North Valley League play this year. They did play a competitive game against Northridge and lost that game last week. So 1st and 10 for Niwot at their own 21. Out of the gun, running back to his left, man in motion to the left. There's the jet sweep and running left with no success. Right back to the line of scrimmage. As looked like Ernie Sandoval made the tackle. Check that. Fernando Marquez made the hit. Isaac Fisk was the ball carrier. It's a gain of about less than a yard. 2nd down and 9 to go for Niwot.
Yeah, Niwot, we were talking earlier, looks like they're a little bit smaller in stature than the Mustangs, and offensively that makes you want to try and do speed outside rather than up the middle.
Pass out in the right flat, and that was read beautifully over there on the right side. The tackle made immediately by Chris Schneider. And the pass was caught by Flanagan, but that's going backwards. Well, that's a loss of about 3 to the 18.
Yeah, Chris Snyder having a great senior year. Doing a great job out there on defense.
Back to the 18-yard line. 3rd and 13.
He was just about there for the to intercept it.
Yeah, he did. He read that right off the bat. Yeah. 3rd down and 12. Make it 3rd and 13 for the 18. Back to throw. Bartko looking left. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. Boy, he's taken down by Brian Paxton at the 17-yard line, a loss of 1 on 4th down and 14. What will special teams do here? Jacob Ortega took it to the house on a punt return against Northridge.
Ortega back for the Mustangs.
Looks like they're setting up for the return.
Oh, yeah, he's standing at his own 49-yard line. Waiting the snap. The punt is a low-line drive fielded by Ortega at the 45. He drops it. Now stutter steps, reverses his field to his right, looking for a block to the 40. Now down to the 30, and Ortega trips himself up maybe at the 26, maybe 25-yard line.
spotted right at
Yeah, it
the
looked like
25.
somebody just reached up out of the ground there and just tripped him. He just caught his foot or something there on the ground, and down he went. He had some open space there, too.
Jared Noterman, the punter there for Niwot, and the punt went for 28 yards, but in a return of 19 yards. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Niwot 26. Frankie Ortega's the lone setback. Let's see if they operate either out of the shotgun or pistol. Just depends where the running back is at. The receivers to the left, are Fernando Marquez and Jacob Ortega. On 1st and 10, out of the pistol formation. 4 yards behind center. Wheatley hands it off to Ortega up the middle to the 20-yard line. He's got a seam and a first down as he stumbles to about the 15. It's a gain of 11 for Frankie Ortega. We expect a lot of that tonight, Brian.
Yeah, they should be able to control this line of scrimmage without any problem.
Quick snap, handoff, Ortega right side of the 10, and then he stuck at about the 8-yard line. Tackle was made by Cooper Ackerman.
Spotted at the 8.
What is it? No huddle offense. Gain of 8. Make it 7. 2nd down and 3 to go for the Mustangs. At the 8-yard line. Baxton and I under center is Wheatley from the 8. Handoff, Sandoval breaks it up a tackle. First down inside the 5 to about the 3, maybe the 2.
Inside the 4 to about the 3.
Give him a gain of about 5 for Sandoval.
Yeah, the offensive line right now is just dominating that defensive line of Niwot, not having any problem right now.
1st and goal. Looks like the 2-yard line. At the 2, under center. Handoff, Ortega. Right tackle, and is he in? He's right at the goal line, but he does not get in. It's a gain of 1.
Just short of the goal line.
He's got 3 carries for 19 yards in the early going.
2nd and goal.
Niwot went 3 and out. Under 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Mustangs less than a yard away from scoring first as they have in the last few games. Riding a 4-game winning streak going into this one. 2nd down and goal. Out of the gun, Wheatley. Hands off to Ortega, not touched, right up the middle for a touchdown. And the Mustangs lead 6-0 on a 26-yard drive. And now the extra point, which last week was an issue early, but then Adam Cardona converted 2. And is this going to be Caden Edson attempting the extra points, or nope?
No, they're
swinging gate. All
All
right, there's Cardona. Why do they line up with a swinging gate? Because they're going to fool me like they normally do. All right, Cardona to attempt the extra point. They're coming with a heavy rush on the left side and even right up the middle. It's down. The kick by Cardona's up. Man, he boots that football right in between the uprights. We have got 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the opening quarter. We'll keep it right here with the Mustangs up 7-0. And again, that's a lot of what we expect tonight here against the Niwot Cougars. Fort Morgan's been playing their best football of the season. And there was nothing fancy about that drive. And, I'm wondering, Kevin, how many passes is Wheatley going to attempt tonight? How many passes are any of the Fort Morgan quarterbacks going to attempt tonight, given the conditions, too? It's kind of frigid, and you still might want to work on it, but maybe not too much.
Well, Fort Morgan tends to like to let the running game set up the pass and get the defenders to come up and commit 8-9 guys to the box. But Niwot's going to put 11 up there and still not stop us, so we might as well just run.
Jacob Ortega to kick it off this time. He booms that high and deep, and it bounces at the 10 and goes into the end zone. However, we have a flag down, and the Mustangs were probably offside.
Yeah.
Now, sure, on a cold night like this, you don't want to kick it off too many times. Got to keep that foot warm, so it'll be kicked off now from the 35. And that's that quite frankly is a really, really careless penalty when that is committed.
Right.
Really careless penalty.
And that's something they're not going to be able to afford to do next week when they play Erie.
Yeah, I mean 5 yards is a lot of yards against good competition.
Right. And in this case, it'd mean the difference between the ball on the 20 and maybe they run it back and make a break and get some yardage.
They're going to have better field position. They should get this probably 25-yard line, I'm guessing, maybe even better than that. running up, and it's off of Flanagan. The ball is loose, and the Mustangs recover it.
Here it comes loose.
Who recovered that football? That was an incredible dive
Noah
towards the
Lopez.
sideline. Yep.
Lopez on the recovery.
That's a great recovery. It bounced off of Flanagan. It ricocheted off of him all the way towards the Mustang, or the Niwot 33, and he pounces on it at about the 32-yard line, and that ball was headed out of bounds on the Fort Morgan sideline, and Lopez kept his body in bounds, and that's not very easy. We see in the NFL, even at the college level, all the time. You dive for the ball, you never have a grasp of it, but Noah Lopez with a highly athletic play there.
Fort Morgan set up in good field position to score again.
1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at the Niwot 32, up 7-0 on a 1-yard touchdown run by Frankie Ortega. We're here in the early moments of the opening quarter. The lone setback is David Sadinana from the pistol formation at the 32. Wheatley back to throw, no pressure, sets up over the middle. The pass going to be caught at about the 12-yard line, a gain of 20. That is Jacob Ortega on a laser delivered by Briggs Wheatley. 1st and 10. And it's amazing the difference in the passing game the last few weeks.
That's a Mustang first down.
Yeah, once Briggs got in there and got settled in and got more comfortable, his passes are looking real sharp.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Pistol again. Let's see if this is a handoff to Sadinana. It is. Running off left tackle to the 10. Now to the 5. He's into the end zone as he bounced it to the outside. David Sadinana from 12 yards away. That almost seems like a 1-yard touchdown for him, considering the 95 and 74-yarders he had last week. And the Mustangs lead 13-0. We're not giving high fives after that one? All right, just want to make sure. I mean, hey, somebody's slacking around here. All right.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right, Brian, you know.
On a cold night, our hands are going to get a little sore.
Well, you know what? I'm not wearing the gloves right now because it's hard for me to write with the gloves.
Right.
The extra, I like those. The fingers are exposed, as is the thumb. The extra point by Cardona is up, and that is good. The Mustangs now with a lead of 14-0, and we still have plenty of time. 8:09 to go in the opening quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns in a span of about 40 seconds. And remember, Fort Morgan receives the second-half kickoff, even though we're not even midway through this first quarter. Well, that gives me a chance to tell you. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go at Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out today. And when it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the very best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. A 1-yard touchdown run by Frankie Ortega, 12-yarder by David Sadinana. And Fort Morgan with a 14-0 lead. Back deep to receive once again are Jarrett Noterman and Liam Flanagan. And the reason he couldn't handle the last one because he played the ball off his chest. This will be a kick towards Flanagan. And that one he catches at the 23-yard line, running laterally to his right. Cale Langford couldn't make the tackle, but he slowed him down enough for Frankie Ortega to make the hit. And also in on there for the Mustangs was Daniel Serna. So Niwot has it at their own 24-yard line to begin their second drive of this game.
But it's at 24. Cougars will have it there first down at 10.
Cougars are going to have to try and get something established and going. You know, their quarterback's getting hit before he can throw it. The receivers are covered and hit as soon as they get it, and the running backs are getting hit in the backfield. So don't really know what the plan for them is going to be.
Well, they're under center line of scrimmage at the 25. 2 receivers split out to the right. Man in motion to the left. And there's the give to the D-back. Running left side is Flanagan, and he squeezes a couple of yards maybe out of that one. Kind of lowered his shoulder. And Miko Yanez and around the football along with Nick Norris.
Second down and 8.
We'll give him a gain of a couple. That's a short 2. Second down and 8 to go for Niwot. Just past the 26-yard line, 26.5. Again, under center with 1 setback. 2 receivers out to the left. Aiden Bartko is going to roll out to his left on a play action. Sets, throws over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Intended for the tight end at the 38-yard line. A big tight end in Julian Bell. But it was overthrown. 3rd down and 8 to go for Niwot.
Yeah, that time he had enough time and had a receiver that was open. He just wasn't able to have the touch on it to get the ball to the receiver.
And the only thing Fort Morgan really doesn't have in the secondary is height. They got a lot of athleticism with Ortega, Edson, and Marquez, but not a ton of height. 3rd down and 8. Out of the gun. Back to throw Bartko. Pressure up the middle. Throws it right side, and it is incomplete. Underthrown at the 39-yard line. He got rid of it at a nice time, but unfortunately for the receiver, Blake Blair, it was underthrown, and it's 4th down, and they've got a punt again.
Yeah, it was one of those timing passes where quarterback throws it before he makes his break, and it almost looked like the receiver went a little too deep.
Jarrett Noterman to punt. Back deep to receive is Jacob Ortega at his own 45-yard line. Awaiting the snap. Still awaiting. Perfect snap. Here comes a heavy rush. It's blocked. Norris blocks it. Norris is going to pick it up. Nope. It's bobbled there at the 1-yard line. It's going to be Fort Morgan ball, and they pounce on it for a touchdown. Nick Norris falls on it for a touchdown. He blocks the punt and scores the touchdown. And the Mustangs lead 20-0. Special teams again. Wow. I mean, it's every game. It's every game now.
Yep. Yeah, the special teams are what they're called. They're special. They're that's crazy. Block punt. I don't remember the last time they had a block punt. It's been
well, they had a partial deflection last week against Thompson Valley. It wasn't a complete block punt, but it was a partial deflection. The extra point by Adam Cardona is up, and he didn't boot that one too hard, but it's right down the middle. And the Mustangs now lead 21-0 with 7:08 to go in the opening quarter. Again, we're going to keep it right here.
Somewhat reminiscent of a game down in Inglewood several years ago when Trey McBride blocked a punt and ran it in for a touchdown, and I think we had the clock running almost by the end of the first quarter that night.
Yeah, that was a road game. That's right. Yeah, I was not with you, but...
Yeah, I missed you, but Brian, I don't think he did.
No, you didn't know. That's exactly. See, Brian is the one who doesn't miss a... It's just the way he works, unfortunately. All right, 21-0. The Mustangs with a 1-yard touchdown run from Frankie Ortega, 12-yarder by Sadinana, and the block punt there by Nick Norris, and he pounced on it just about a yard deep into the end zone after the ball was rolling around. And Adam Cardona to kick it off this time. They've got 2 good kickers. With Cardona and Ortega. Ortega, I mean, look at the difference he made against Roosevelt. 4 for 4 on the extra points. And this one is a pooch kick, fielded at the 30-yard line. That might be Bell to the 35. Nope, that's Blake Blair. And Niwot with their best field position here, the opening quarter, down 21-0 as David Sadinana makes the hit for the Mustangs. Well, what is Niwot going to do? What are they going to do to switch things around? It's going to be tough for them here.
You know, the smoke from the last cannon hasn't even cleared the field, and there's more smoke coming across.
Yeah, they've scored 3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes. From the shotgun, Aiden Bartko, the Niwot quarterback, 1st and 10 for the 35, awaits a snap. Man in motion, resetting. This will be a give right up the gut, but nothing there for Flanagan. Miko Yanez with some tremendous penetration, and he was in on the play. 2nd down and 10 to go for Fort Morgan. For Niwot, that is at their own 35-yard line.
Stop at the 35.
Well, this is what Fort Morgan had to do. They needed to come out and dominate this and not look past these Cougars to next week, and it looks like they're focused on Niwot tonight.
2nd down and 10 for Niwot at their own 35-yard line, trailing 21-0. Man in motion is Isaac Fisk. This is a misdirection up the gut. A flag is down. It's a gain of 1 as Eddie DePriest, I believe he's back this week if I saw it right, and that was that the same ball carrier?
Carry pulled down by Yanez.
Let's see what the flag is. There is a penalty marker. It's against Niwot.
Holding.
Yeah, an immediate hold, by the way. That's a quick hold. So that'll nullify that carry. It'll be 2nd down and 20, right at the line of scrimmage. Let's look at Niwot. I'm just counting the number of seniors.
Down and 20.
Well, looks like they've got 15 seniors on their squad. Not all get the appropriate playing time. Second down and 20 from the 25. Man in motion. Bartko, quick drop, pumps, throws it deep right side. The pass going to be incomplete, broken up by Caden Edson at the 47-yard line. He thought he might have had an interception there. It was intended for Isaac Fisk. Third down and 20 to go. Bartko's got a nice-looking ball that he throws up there, but you can't hang it that much. Right. Eventually, it'll be read by the defense. And that certainly was read beautifully there by Caden Edson. See, this is where, maybe setting up a screen. Because Fort Morgan's getting a lot of penetration. Trips to the right. Third and 20 from the 25. Bartko, pressure coming up the middle, sets, throws it out to the right, incomplete. Flanagan on the screen, but Chris Schneider was right there at the 24-yard line. And Bartko now is 1 out of 5 for a negative 3 yards. He'll have to punt. Maybe Fort Morgan plays the return now with Jarrett Noterman getting ready to punt.
Yep. And once again, you had it figured out what exactly they were going to do to try and beat Fort Morgan with the screen.
Ortega back for the Mustangs.
Fourth down, Noterman standing at his own 13-yard line. There's the snap. He gets that one off, but it's a short punt. And Ortega's got it at the 49. Runs to his right to the 45. Along the sideline to the 40. Ortega's loose at the 30. Back to the inside. Jacob Ortega towards the 20-yard line with an excellent return. And the Mustangs are almost in the red zone again.
So far, the Mustangs have done a really good job to play penalty-free. I don't think they've had a penalty against them yet, have they?
Just on the kickoff, but
that's right.
As far as in offensive play, no.
First and 10 for Fort Morgan at the Niwot 21, leading 21-0. A 1-yarder by Frankie Ortega. David Sadignana from 12 yards out, and then a block punt by Nick Norris, and he recovered the ball in the end zone. Ernie Sandoval and Frankie Ortega in the backfield. At the 21, Wheatley is going to go out of the gun with Ortega to his right. Awaiting the snap, man in motion is Ortega. Wheatley takes it himself up the middle to the 10, to the 5, touchdown off the fake. Grace Wheatley scores, and the Mustangs lead 27-0.
I can't believe it's this easy. I can't believe that Niwot is that bad, but they're just just not a good football team.
Well, Fort Morgan is finding their stride. I mean, they're really finding their stride. And that time, that little fake to Jacob got the defense going one way. And Wheatley went right up the gut. Extra point to be attempted here by Adam Cardona. Low snap. The kick is up, though. And it's another extra point for Adam Cardona. 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. Fort Morgan now leads 28-0. And they're not doing anything fancy. It's not like the Mustangs are throwing the kitchen sink at them. I think they're keeping the playbook simple. And to be honest with you, I'd be surprised if Fort Morgan even attempts a pass in this game, because you can work on another aspect of the game, but once you're winning that big, how much is it going to help?
Right, and how much is it, the sportsmanship issue, not that passing necessarily is, more of a,
well, it's easier to get downfield if you complete it. I mean, that's the whole. A basic run is a different story.
Right. Well, on that last play, it really didn't matter.
So once again, it'll be Flanagan and Noterman back deep to receive for the Cougars, and to kick it off this time will be Jacob Ortega. Ortega boots that football. Again, a pooch kick towards the sideline, bounces at the 30, and then pouncing on it is Flanagan. At the, one of the up men, that's Cooper Ackerman. At about the 28-yard line, and that's where Niwot will have their next possession. They're looking for their first down of the game.
Spotted at the 27, the Cougars will have it there.
And it'll be officially at the 27.
And other than on punt, the ball has not been past the midfield stripe.
Well, it's going to be tough for Niwot to establish a ground game. I think they've just got to get one big pass going and see what happens. Under center is Aiden Bartko. The running back is like 2 yards back, and Nick Norris jumped And he immediately removes himself from the game in favor of Adam Cardona. And I don't know if that's a team policy or rule that you jump off sides, because that happened last week to Norris and he came out of the game immediately. So 1st and 5 for Niwot at their own 32-yard line. And again, Brian, even stuff like that, you cannot. That's a mistake you can't make next week.
Right. Yeah. 5 yards is going to be big next week. You gotta watch the ball. You can't be listening to the quarterback.
That's it. 1st down and 5 to go for the Cougars at their own 32-yard line. Fort Morgan with a 28-0 lead. Under center, Bartko, quarterback keeper. He's got a big hole right up the middle. A 1st down. Boy, that was a strong play there for Niwot. Near the 38-yard line. Will give him 6 yards. And that's the best offensive play of the night for the Cougars. Supplied by the quarterback, Aiden Bartko. And that's it. You're going to have to throw Fort Morgan off balance a little bit.
Right. Something
off balance. They have not been in Fort Morgan territory. Under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Mustangs up 28-0. 3 offensive touchdowns and a special team score. 4 receivers to the right. Man in motion to the left. That is Isaac Fisk. Naked backfield. Bartko, quick drop, pumps, throws. The pass is incomplete. I believe it was intended for Noterman. Fernando Marquez was the nearest Mustang. 1 out of 6 for a -3 yards. 2nd and 10. And the only thing the passing game does, especially when you're not completing it, it stops the clock.
Yeah.
And clock is reading just about the 5-minute mark. 2nd and 10 for Niwot at their own 37.5-yard line. But they did pick up their first down of the game. 2 receivers split out to the left. Pistol formation. Bartko has the football, and he will hand it off in a hole up the middle to the 39. That might be Flanagan. But it's quickly closed by a couple of Mustangs for the gain of 2. It is Flanagan. And in on the hit for Fort Morgan was Benny Edwards. Andrew Monroe also around the football. 3rd down and 8 to go for Niwot. 3rd carry for Flanagan for 4 yards.
Yep, not a lot of hole there. It was closed quickly, as you said.
Well, again, they're going to have to do something a little bit unconventional. Niwot takes a timeout. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil, and a proud supporter of all the area athletes is Mr. D's Ace Home Center. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies with 3 locations, Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. 3rd down and 8 from the 39 for Niwot. This has got to be the highest scoring quarter for the Mustangs this season.
Oh, I would think so.
I think they've had 3 touchdowns in 1 quarter.
Right.
At some point, but not 4. Certainly not 4. And they've scored no more than 35 points and a half. And that was 2 weeks ago against Northridge. If I remember correctly. 35-7.
This is a Niwot team that was beat by Thompson Valley 41-0. And Fort Morgan, you saw what we did to
40-0 last week.
40-0. So
does Thompson Valley have Erie this week?
I believe so. Yep, I believe they do. 3rd down and 8 to go for Niwot at their own 39-yard line. Trips to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Quick drop. Bubble screen. Caught by Fisk at the 39. He's at the 45. He spins a 1st down into Fort Morgan territory and still driving to the 43. That's a gain of 18 and a 1st down for Niwot. Well, that's a way to throw Fort Morgan off balance. It's a nice play there by Niwot. They're in Mustang territory for the first time in this football game. Plenty of time to go in this opening quarter. Yeah, Fort Morgan wants to get this to a running clock. They cannot rest on their laurels. 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the Mustang 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Low snap. Bartko looks to his right. He throws along the sideline, complete. Underneath at about the 36. Good looking throw there. Might have been Matt Bitterman who made the catch. and it's a gain of 7.
Yeah, he's got a nice looking pass, a nice looking throw. He's just been so far off in the first one, but these last couple of passes, of course, one was a screen, but then that one was a nice dart out there to the right side.
2nd down and 3 to go from the 36-yard line. Naked backfield, 4 receivers to the left. Bubble screen, that's caught underneath. 35-yard line, 1st down inside the 35 towards the 32. And that should be Flanagan. Again, Ernie Sandoval makes the tackle. It is for the gain of 4.
And you worry as a coach when your team gets it that easy in the first quarter that you almost expect that there's going to be some sort of letdown as the game goes on.
The Cougars now with 3 first downs on this possession. Have it at the 32 of Fort Morgan. 28-0 Mustangs. 2:49 to go in the opening quarter. Under center, Flanagan in the backfield from the 32. Mustangs nearly jumped. Flanagan quarterback keeper, but that time the Mustangs are ready for it, and it's a gain of maybe a couple of yards, but I think it's maybe 1.5 yards, and that's about it. Yeah, right up the middle. And there was no way that the Mustangs were going to let him go through. Getting up off the bottom of the pile for Fort Morgan is Juan Chavez. 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line. Bartka now with 2 carries for 8 yards. Checking out of the game is Bitterman. And looks like into the game is Julian Molina. Who's one of the better running backs on his team besides obviously Flanagan. 2nd down and 8 from the 30. Running backs to the left and right out of the gun. And there's going to be the give right up the middle and nothing. That might have been Molina, but the Mustangs right there at the point of attack. Chavez makes the hit along with 2 other Mustangs. 3rd down and 8 to go. Yeah, I'm locking in on that. Yeah, it was Molina.
Molina on the carry, pulled down right.
Well, passing situation, but also 4-down territory, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they used a little deceit on that one there. Had the fake handoff for the guy coming across and handed off up the middle. But the Mustangs are ready for that one.
3rd down and 8 yards to go for Niwot. 2 receivers split out to the left. In the backfield is Flanagan. And play action, looking, throwing deep over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Interference. Caden Edson was on top of the receiver, Fisk. That's a good call. It was pretty much uncatchable, but he bumped him prior to the ball getting there. That's going to be half the distance. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Yeah, if Edson just doesn't even play the ball, it's going to be an incomplete pass, but he was draped right into the receiver, and Niwot is in the red zone. Yeah, that's too bad because that ball had no chance caught.
No. No, it was well over the head of the intended receiver.
15. Cougars will have it there, 1st down and 10.
Well, Fort Morgan did not give up a point against Thompson Valley, but Niwot is knocking on the door, down 28-0. 1st down and 10. Their 4th first down of the possession. Play action. Bartko setting up, looking, throwing over the middle. Pass is caught underneath near the 5-yard line, and that's going to be caught over there by Julian Bell.
Complete to Bell.
I'd give him the 4. It's a gain of 11, 1st and goal for Niwot.
1st down and goal.
He's there. Fort Morgan's defense is giving him way too much time to sit back there and find his receiver downfield.
Well, he's completed his last 4 passes now for a total of 40 yards. He was 1 out of 6 for -3. Now he's 5 out of 10 for 37 yards. 1st and goal from the 4. Flanagan is the running back to his right. To his left is Molina. Fisk is in motion to the right. Aiden Bartko will hand it off to Molina up the middle, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown from 4 yards out. So Niwot is on the board. It's 28-6, and that stunned Fort Morgan there. That was a nice drive by the Cougars. Hard to counter 4 touchdowns, but Niwot is not giving up in this one. And the lead is down to 22. We still have 26.6 seconds to go in the opening quarter. They got to go for 2 here?
It looks that way.
Yep. Bartko under center. And up the middle, can he get into the end zone? No, he stopped.
No.
So it's 28-6. The Mustangs with a lead. This could be a kickoff and then one play to end the first quarter.
6 seconds left to go in the first
I know Fort Morgan
quarter.
leads by 22, but even I'm surprised because they looked anemic on their first few drives, and all of a sudden, boom, right down the field.
Yeah, I think Fort Morgan kind of backed off a little bit, started playing more of a zone, and kept more people back and didn't press. And Niwot, to their credit, took advantage of it and found the open receivers downfield.
Get a delicious treat, breakfast or lunch option at Willow Coffee and Bake Shop, 921 Edison Street in Brush. And make no mistake about it, it's been a long first quarter because we've had 5 scores in the game. It'll be a longer game here. The Mustangs can't put this away quickly. They are up 28-6. And to boot it away is Jesus Amaya. What will the Mustangs do here? Frankie Ortega and David Sadinana have kickoff returns for scores. And this is a line drive headed towards Ortega at the 12. Running to the 20. Along the sideline to the 30. Frankie Ortega in the clear to the 50, but a flag is down. And that's going to come back. 88 yards, it's coming back. There's a flag down at about the 43-yard line. And that will not be a touchdown for the Mustangs unless Niwot did something unexpected. Let's see what the call is all about.
Yeah, I didn't see it. It was right in front of the Morgan bench.
Yeah,
Number
it's
11
against
for
Fort Morgan.
is protesting.
Ty Davies doesn't like it, but a block in the back, I believe, is what I saw out there.
Yep.
They'll still have decent field position, but not a kickoff return for a score.
Spot is the 43.
Yeah. So it's going to be back at about the 32 or 33-yard line
Mustangs will have it there first down.
for the Mustangs to begin this drive.
When they look at that on film tomorrow, they're going to point out to that young man that that block in the back wasn't necessary for that
not
touchdown.
Not at all. First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 33, leading 28-6. 14 points back. Sadinana stutter steps to the 40. Now he's got a lane to the 45 of Niwot in the clear at the 30. And now a defender from behind throws him down at the 22-yard line. But another big gainer for the Mustangs. It's a gain of 35 yards for David Sadinana. They're up to the line of scrimmage. 4.1 seconds to go. Are they going to get the playoff? I would doubt it here.
No.
All right, that's the end of the opening quarter with the score. Fort Morgan 28, Niwot 6 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde from Legion Field. The Mustangs lead the Niwot Cougars 28-6 as we head to the second quarter. Fort Morgan's got it first and 10 at the Niwot 22. Briggs Wheatley under center, backs in an eye. And there's the play action. Wheatley rolling to his left, still rolling, takes off with the football. He's at the 20-yard line, and he spins his way to the 15, and he's down at about the 13-yard line, close to a first down. In fact, he got inside the 10, so I miscalculated there. It's a first down for Fort Morgan. And where did Wheatley get to? Probably the 10, maybe the 9.
Got the 9, yep.
Gain of 13 for Wheatley.
First down and goal.
That's his second carry for 34 yards, so it's at the 9-yard line for the Mustangs. Looking for their 5th touchdown here in the opening half. David Sadinana is the D-back. Out of the gun, handoff, Ortega on the jet sweep, running right, stops, and he's down, nothing there. He tried to swing it and bounce it to the outside, but he lost a yard, I believe, to the 10.
Pulled down right at the line of scrimmage. Second down and goal.
Yeah, on that one play that Niwot defenders were able to catch up with David Sadinana on the run. I think they got some team speed. They were able to get out there. They had 3 or 4 guys containing Jacob. I think our best bet is just to continue to pound up the middle.
Second down and goal from the 10. From the gun, Wheatley hands it off Sadinana up the middle, and he lunges his way towards the 5. Third down and goal. Liam Flanagan, amongst others, in on the play for Niwot.
Yeah, their best power is just up the middle.
Spotted at the 5. Third down and goal.
Yeah, I think they're going to go here straight up the gut. This is from the pistol formation. Sandoval to the quarterback's left. The deep back is Sadinana. He's got the handoff. He's got a huge hole, and he jogs into the end zone. 5 yards away for David Sadinana. That's his second touchdown of the game. His fourth in the last 3+ quarters. The Mustangs now up 34-6. Adam Cardona to attempt a point after touchdown off the hold of Caden Edson.
Cardona for the point.
The snap is perfect. The kick is up. And Cardona is now 5 for 5 on the point after touchdown. Mustangs now lead 35-6. Brian, we got a time there?
10:18.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just too lazy to look anymore. You got the better angle than I do. So 1 minute and 42 seconds into the second quarter. And the Mustangs have a nice lead now of 29. They had a 28-point lead. Niwot did score and missed the extra point. When it comes to your future, Northeastern is miles ahead in a college that's close to home. Northeastern and crystal clear ice. Good for any drink, any time of year. AC Ice. You can pick up AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado today. That's AC Ice. Jacob Ortega. Now to boot it away for Fort Morgan. And let's see, I know the temperature's dropped since kickoff. It went from 30 degrees at 7:04 to 28 now at 7:45. Slowly dropping. It should be in the mid to low 20s by the time this game is over. Jacob Ortega to boot it away. Line drive towards the sideline. It bounces out of bounds as Fisk let it bounce
roll out of bounds
into foul territory, so to speak, at around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're up to with their kickoffs out there. Just trying to keep it away from their return men, I guess, but I don't know why you want to kick it out of bounds. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's designed, and Brush does the same thing. Along the sideline, you shorten the field. But that gives Niwot good field position. They just scored in their previous drive on a 4-yard run by Julian Molina, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Running backs to the left and right of the quarterback. Low snap, play action to throw. Wide open, caught by Bell. First down at the 50-yard line. It's a gain of 15. Tackle was made over there by Cale Langford and Caden Edson. But, man, that was not whatsoever.
That was a nice use of play action. Drew the linebackers up there to try and stop the run and left that tight end 10 yards downfield wide open.
Well, he's 5 out of his last 5 is Aiden Bartko for 55 yards. I mean, again, you can't get soft here defensively. If not, if Niwot's taking it to you, other teams could do it as well. 5 yards behind center. Bartko, 3-step drop, looks, pressure up the middle, throws out to his left or right, complete. First down at the 40. Well, they're going to backtrack. That's not a good spot for Niwot. Caught over there by Brian Martinez. That's a horrible spot. He caught that ball clearly at the 40.
Yeah.
Spotted at the 42. 2nd down and a yard.
6th consecutive completion for Aiden Bartko.
Sometimes kids from Niwot, they play hard and they try hard and they get on a roll and start having that confidence, and their teammates have that confidence, and this is good for Niwot, not so good for Fort Morgan.
2nd down and 1 from the Mustang 41-yard line, and play action again, and rolling out to his right. He'll pick up a first down. Bartko runs towards the sidelines, and he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line. He needed 1. He got 3.
Gets out of bounds.
He's got the golden shoes.
Yeah, they're going to have to shadow him a little bit better.
Yeah, the defensive end on this end got sucked in, and then he just came around this on the right offensive end. Left defensive end for Fort Morgan.
1st and 10 at the 37 of the Mustangs. We have 9 minutes even to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan leads Niwot 35-6. But Niwot is on the move for a second consecutive possession. Out of the gun, running backs to his left and right. Man in motion is Fisk to the right, and we have a whistle. And we have illegal procedure, a false start against Niwot, one of the few penalties called in this game. The Mustangs had a 88-yard kickoff return by Frankie Ortega, nullified by penalty. but they ended up scoring on that drive anyway. The Mustangs have not punted in this game. 4 offensive touchdowns and a special teamer on Nick Norris's blocked punt and fumble recovery in the end zone. 1st and 15 for Niwot at the Fort Morgan 42-yard line. Julian Molina, who scored the touchdown, checks out of the game. Liam Flanagan is the lone setback. 2 receivers split out each side. Under center is Bartko from the 42. Bartko, play action, rolls out to his left. Here comes the pressure deep up the left side, nearly intercepted at the 15-yard line. Nice diving attempt there by Fernando Marquez. He had the position on the receiver. 2nd down and 15. He's a really good defensive back for a guy that doesn't have much, had no experience going into the season in terms of organized football. The intended receiver was Fisk, and that snaps a string of 6 consecutive completions by Bartko, who's attempted 13 passes here in the first half.
Benny Edwards for Fort Morgan was in there applying pressure and almost had the sack.
From the 42, 2nd down and 15. Under center, Bartko. Is he going to pass again? He's going to try. And that little screen underneath is caught at the 40-yard line. Fernando Marquez has Blake Blair after a gain of about 5 to the 37. Might have gotten the 36-yard line. Nonetheless, nice tackle there by the sophomore Marquez. For Blair, that's his first reception. 3rd down and less than 10 to go. 4 down territory at the Mustang 37-yard line. Fort Morgan leads by 29 with 8:17 to go in the second quarter. Bartko under center on 3rd and 10. Bartko, again a bubble screen to the right. It's caught by Fisk, and then he hands it off to a teammate, and down at about the 30-yard line is Flanagan. Nice trickery there. That turns into a gain of about 7. It's 4th down and 3. Haven't seen that too much. How about never? That was not even a hook and ladder. That was a handoff, a backwards handoff once he caught the ball. So it'll be 4th and a long 3. Niwot takes their 2nd timeout. We'll keep it right here. Well, again, I mean, those are things you have to do. But you got to be impressed with Niwot's passing game. They picked it up here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, they're looking a lot better.
Did either of you guys order pizza?
No.
Okay.
But I'll eat it anyway.
You know what? That's what we think of while we're calling these games is the culinary side.
When I got to the game today, they didn't have the popcorn machine running. The concession stand wasn't open. And I kind of gave them the business, said, I can't get down there just any time. I said, well, if you buy popcorn, we'll deliver. And here you go.
Was it a simple comment, or did you throw a slight conniption?
No, I just simply said, I can't do it.
No, I figured that. All right, 4th down, a long 3 for Niwot. I'm with you. The ball's just shy of the 30-yard line. They're going to go for it.
4th down and 4.
Running backs to the left and right of the quarterback, out of the gun. Bartko has the pressure. He's going to take off for a 1st down. He's still on his feet to the 20 and dives to the 18. It's a gain of 12 for Aiden Bartko. The Mustangs missed him right up the middle. They had a chance to make the play, and Niwot is in the red zone for a 2nd straight possession. I tell you, they're not going to make this easy for Fort Morgan to get this to a running clock.
No, they've got fight left in them.
Plenty of it.
They might be down, but their fight is going to continue.
At least on the offensive side.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, defensively, they don't have much. At least we haven't seen anything yet. 1st down and 10 for the Mustang 18-yard line. Bartko now with 4 carries for 24 yards. 3 receivers to the left, and there's a pass underneath, and Chris Schneider makes the play for a huge loss after the pass was caught by Flanagan. He made a play earlier in the game like that, and it's a loss of 5.
Yeah, nice job out there on the flat out there by Schneider to bring down that receiver. One-on-one tackle out there.
2nd down and 15 to go for the Mustang 23. I'm sure Fort Morgan would like to stop them and get another touchdown here before the break.
6:40 left.
Well, they might be able to get 2 touchdowns, but they need a big play, especially on defense. From the 23-yard line of the Mustangs, Bartko throws over the middle, wide open, caught at the 15-yard line and driving to the 10. Shy of a first down, but that was a wide open pass. And let's see if that was Julian Bell. And the gain is 13.
Yeah, they're losing the tight end out there in the
32.
Third catch for 39 yards. Yeah, I mean, he's wide open. It's not even close. 3rd and 2 from the 10-yard line. Well, this is 4-down territory again. I mean, Ty Davies not going to be happy if they score another touchdown here. I mean, they're playing right with Fort Morgan in the second quarter. Mustangs were up 28-6 after 1 under center. 3rd and 2 could be a quarterback keeper. Yep, quarterback keeper. Bartko runs into the line, and he's not going to gain much. He might have gotten to the 9 now. I mean, they're going to give him something there. He kept going. That's very close to a. They might have to measure. Mustangs had him initially at the line of scrimmage, but I think they're going to have to. Oh, they're going to give him the first down. Yep. Without a measurement, a gain of 2.
Looked like maybe they were playing rugby out there. A scrum.
Yep. Well, that ball's just shy of the 8-yard line.
I tell you, I would not want to be this defense at halftime when Coach Langford comes to talk to him.
Yeah, they're getting worked over now. We'll call it the 9 though. Looks like it's closer to the 9, 8.5-yard line. 1st and goal for Niwot. Looking for their second touchdown of the game in this quarter. Out of the gun, Aiden Bartko will keep it himself up the gut, and that time the Mustangs were ready. Nick Norris made the hit.
Bartko on the keep.
Should be a no-gainer there. 2nd down and goal to go for Niwot. Yeah, I think the Mustangs now are a little bit upset. They got to be upset here. That's actually a loss of 1. Loss of 1 back at the 10. Clock continues to tick, 4:23 to go. Here in the second quarter, Fort Morgan leads Niwot 35-6. Receiver split to the left and right. Could be a passing situation. And do we have a timeout now called by Fort Morgan?
Timeout.
Their first timeout. Well, here's the deal. I mean, if you're getting worked, I know you've had a big lead here since Niwot started moving the ball. But you want to finish. You don't want to wait till the 3rd or 4th quarter to finish. You can do it almost right here in the first half.
Right.
But Niwot has really controlled time of possession. Since Fort Morgan went up 28-0, they took it right down the field. Fort Morgan scored again, and Niwot is doing the same thing on this possession. So it's 2nd down and goal from the 10-yard line. The Mustangs lead the 6. Like a good neighbor, State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen are there to make sure the insurance world is easy for you. 842-4555, State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen. 2nd and goal just outside the 10-yard line. Yeah, I don't know why those receivers or tight end is even getting that open, Brian.
Yeah, I don't either. They're losing him in the process there someplace, and I don't know. They need to get somebody responsible for him.
Pistol formation, deep drop for Bartko. Sets, throws right side, incomplete. It's underthrown at the goal line. A diving attempt at the goal line over there by Jarrett Noterman, but it's 3rd down.
Pass intended for Bitterman falls incomplete.
And he gets that a little bit higher. That's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, he was
ineligible receiver downfield, and that is going to be declined, or they're going to take it. I mean, set up a 3rd and goal from the 10. I think they're going to walk it off.
Yep.
But it's only a 5-yard penalty, so that cancels the incompletion.
Mustangs take the penalty back to the 15.
But again, you give them an extra down. 2nd down and goal from the 15-yard line. And they can pick up yards in a hurry. They just had 2nd and 15 moments ago, got a 13-yard pass under center. Bartha, play action, rolls out to his left, sets, throw. He is sacked way back at the 25, 26-yard line. Brian Paxton and Nick Norris throw him down.
And Niwot had some success on offense early in the year. They scored 30 points in a win. Another game they scored 52 points and 40 points, winning 52-0 and 40-0 over Fort Lupton and Littleton. So they've shown some propensity to have some offense.
Right, they have 3 wins.
Right.
Just they've run into some tough competition in this North Valley League. But again, as you mentioned, Brian, they were shut out by Thompson Valley. Yeah, they're moving the ball in Fort Morgan. 3rd and goal from the 24. 4 receivers to the left. There's a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and they want to throw it. He throws it into the ground. Incomplete. So that's going to be, let's see, Isaac Fisk, who threw that football off the lateral thrown by Bartha. So no completion there.
4th down and goal.
It's an incompletion by Fisk. 4th and goal for the 24. And Fort Morgan would have to collapse here on defense in order not to get the ball back. Still holding a 29-point lead with 3:17 to go in the opening half.
And the Fort Morgan defender there almost got called for a horse collar. He had him from behind by the jersey, pulling him down.
Yeah, but I think he had him low. I think it was down further down his back.
Yeah.
And I didn't see who that was. I don't know if that was Monroe or if that was Caden Edson out there that had him.
Approaching the top of the hour, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan. 4th and goal for the 24. Lawson deep left side, and it's going to be, looks like it might be intercepted, or is that dual possession? No, it's intercepted. Intercepted by, that should be Fernando Marquez on the interception.
Downfield, that'll be declined. I thought I saw a flag out there.
So the Mustangs actually lose yardage. They'll have it at the 20. And that is the penalty, Brian. So even had it been caught, it would have been a penalty against Niwot, but it is intercepted by Fernando Marquez. And I'm sensing a big play here. They've had some nice runs, but they've taken the ball downfield in more methodical fashion. That offense hasn't been out there in a while either. Frankie Ortega is the setback. Receivers out to the left and right. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Wheatley awaits a snap. Hands it off to Ortega. Up the middle to the 25. Still on his feet. Breaks out of a tackle along the sideline across the 30. It's a first down by Frankie Ortega before he's tripped up. Ackerman makes the tackle. It's a gain of 11.
He's hard to bring down, and he's very shifty.
Very shifty. Pistol formation again. 1st and 10 for the 31. Wheatley hands it off to Ortega, running to his right to the 35. Breaks out of a tackle to the 40. And he's tripped up again, but he's got another first down. Boy, if Frankie can stay on his feet, he might have been gone. Another gain of 11.
Pulled down by Leatherwood.
Now they're going to backtrack the football towards the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Plenty of time to go. And they do have 2 timeouts. 2:35 to go. Opening half. Fort Morgan leads Niwot 35-6. From the 41, this could be Wheatley time. Briggs Wheatley, play action. He throws. The pass out to the right is incomplete. Off the hands of the intended receiver, Marquez, at the 50-yard line. Broken up there as well by Matt Bitterman.
Second down at 10.
Pass that should have been caught right in the hands of Marquez.
Only the second pass attempt by Briggs Wheatley. Well, they might go back to the run on 2nd down and 10 from their own 41. Ortega is the lone setback. Ortega's to the right of the quarterback this time, a little bit behind him. And this will be the give to Frankie. Left side to the 45, still going. That's a first down along the sideline and out of bounds. He went from the 41 to the 42. Let's see. Are they going to place it at the 43? It's a gain of 16
That's a Mustang
for Frankie Ortega. And the clock stops. Not only for the movement of the chains, but he went out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan. And they do receive the second half kickoff if they can score here. Up by 29 points in the waning minutes of the quarter. Under center, backs in an eye from the 43 of Niwot. This will be a give to Sandoval. He bowls into defender, still on his feet, still going to the 35-yard line and stood up right there. It's a gain of 8.
Spotted at the 35.
Just good, solid Fort Morgan running game there.
And even 2 minutes to go with the clock running. 1st and 10 is now 2nd and 2 for the Mustangs. Again, Wheatley quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Ortega's the deep setback. He's got the handoff, a first down to the 30. Stumbles out of a tackle, and he's inside the 30 to the 26. A pickup of 9 for Frankie Ortega.
Pulled down by Nutterman.
Yeah, that offensive line's making some nice holes up there.
66 yards for Ortega on 8 carries. It's at the 26-yard line. And they might have to, if they don't have a bigger play, they're going to have to use a timeout before halftime. At the 26. 1st and 10. Wheatley from the gun. Play action, looks to throw. Deep up the right side, and that one is tipped incomplete. Dangerous territory there because Marquez was well covered, and that had really almost no shot of being complete. 2nd down and 10 for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, good job defending there by the Niwot cornerback.
At the 26, 74 seconds to go, 2nd quarter. Fort Morgan 35, Niwot 6. Ortega's now out there with Marquez. Now out there, I should say, to the right. On 2nd down and 10 from the 26, pistol formation. Frankie Ortega's 8 yards behind center. He has the football, running to his right, back to the middle to the 20. Frankie with a 1st down, maybe, as he tries to lunge towards the 16-yard line, and now he does. That's going to be a 1st down. That second effort, that last effort, stops the clock momentarily and places the ball at the 15. It's a gain of 11, but again, the clock is running. Fort Morgan has 2 timeouts remaining, and we have 56 seconds to go at the 15-yard line of Niwot. Briggs Wheatley, shotgun. Ortega to his right. Wheatley rolls out to his right. He's got room to run. He will take off with the football. Wheatley to the 10, back to the middle to the 5. Wheatley, touchdown! Briggs Wheatley, jitterbugging his way in between defenders, scores. A 15-yarder by the sophomore quarterback. And Fort Morgan now leads by a score of 41-6.
Yeah, he was looking to pass on that play and couldn't find anybody open. He just pulled her down and got it into the end zone.
The extra point coming from Adam Cardona. The snap, the kick, and that one is good. Fort Morgan now leads 42-6.
Fort Morgan 42, Niwot 6.
Briggs Wheatley's got 2 touchdowns. David Sadinana with 2 scores. Brian will have a recap at halftime of all the scoring drives. Frankie Ortega with a 1-yarder. Nick Norris with a blocked punt. And he pounced on the football. Will Niwot try to even score before halftime? Well, I think they're going to need a huge return. 42.7 seconds to go if they want to think about scoring. And to boot it away will be Jacob Ortega. 5 offensive touchdowns tonight and 1 special team score.
On that last drive, you can see the bright future of Fort Morgan football while 2 sophomores pretty much just marched the field on Niwot.
So Jacob Ortega to boot it away. Line drive, and it's fielded by Flanagan at the 27-yard line. A seam along the left sideline. Check that. That is going to be Jared Noterman instead. He gets to about the 40. They might think about trying to do something on offense here. Niwot with a limited amount of time and 1 timeout remaining, but a nice return there by Jarrett Noterman. And the football is at the 40. They've had success in the passing game. 36.8 seconds to go before halftime.
And I think I'd bring the pressure and just not give them very much time to throw it downfield. And if they catch underneath, we'll just hold them for a few yards.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can play a soft zone there. So here come the Cougars up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from their own 40. 2 receivers split out to the right. Aiden Bartko is going to be under center this time with 1 setback. That's Liam Flanagan. Man in motion to the left is Fisk. Bartko on the counter and the misdirection. That might be Molina to the 45. Let's see. Yep, that's Julian Molina before the Mustangs make the hit right there. 2nd down and 5. And they're in no hurry to get the next play off. That could do it here for the opening half.
15 seconds left and counting.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I don't see why they would want to run a play. All right, we have played exactly 24 minutes of football. with the score. Fort Morgan 42, Niwot 6. It's a 2-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. Let's begin the second half here from Fort Morgan from Legion Field with the Mustangs lead 42-6. David Sadinana to receive the second half kickoff, and it's going to be fielded by Sadinana at about the 16-yard line. Was left stutter stepping to the 25, tries to break out of a tackle, and he does along the sideline, but then he's out of bounds, so not the success he had last week when he took it the distance from 95 yards away. The Mustangs with a touchdown would get this game to a running clock. They scored just before halftime on a 15-yarder by Briggs Wheatley, a second touchdown of the game. So it's 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Caden Edson is out there along with Sadinana, and he was the one who got it to a running clock last week when he scored from 74 yards out. So Briggs Wheatley is done for the night. Malachi Yanez, the receiver, to the left. Jacob Ortega to the right. Now Sandoval in that backfield, backs in an eye from the 33. Edson will hand it off to Sandoval. Huge hole along the right side. A first down to the 40, maybe the 45-yard line. Went off right tackle, and Ernie gains 12. That's his third carry for 25 yards.
First down.
Come out with a little different look that time.
Reversed there.
Not necessarily with the I formation, but handing it off to Sandoval and getting him outside. Usually he's right up the gut.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Well, the Mustangs on their own side of the field. Handoff, Sadinana stutter stepping to the 50. Still on his feet along the left sideline to the 30. Turning on the Jets to the 20. David Sadinana is down at about the 17. Let's see where the official spot is. So we give you official yardage here. Is it at the 17? Let's see, that's a gain of 38 for David Sadinana. And he's approaching 100 yards. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan, 17 yards away from a running clock. Backs in an eye. Edson will hand it off to, no, he'll keep it himself inside the 10-yard line. Nice fake to Sandoval, and it's a 1st and goal for Fort Morgan. Edson with a nice job. I think that ball's at about the 6.
Yep.
And Caden Edson with a gain of 11.
The Mustangs, first down and goal. Spotted at the 6.
Yeah, Niwot took the fake and took the fake and tried to get Sandoval down, and Edson just ran right by him.
1st and goal at the 6 for Fort Morgan, up 42-6. Will Sadinana get it to a running clock for the second straight week out of the pistol formation? Edson has the football, hands it off to David, runs it to the left side, stutter steps, reverses his field again, and he's down behind the line of scrimmage at the 7. He lost a yard. There was nothing there for Sadinana.
Pulled down a yard behind the line.
Good defense that time by the Niwot Cougars.
94 yards on 6 carries for Sadinana. Now they have 3 plays to try to get it in from 7 yards and get this clock rolling. Backs in an eye again. Sandoval is in front of Sadinana, and this will be play action, rolling right. Sandoval wide open, has it underneath at the 5, and he's going to score. Ernie Sandoval wide open from 7 yards away. And the Mustangs now lead by a score of 48-6, and the clock is rolling. Caden Edson with a beautiful pass underneath to a wide open Ernie Sandoval.
Yeah, that was a beautiful setup play there.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Adam Cardona. Off the hold of Caden Edson. Snap is behind him a little bit. And the kick is up, and the kick is good inside the left upright. And
Cannon's going to go after it.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Here we go. I was ready. That's the first time I've been ready all season. 49. I'm not even kidding. I'm not. Maybe another time I was ready, but I always forget about it. 49-6 Mustangs. We're under a running clock, which means we should be over by 9 o'clock. It's 8:32 right now. You have about 20-some-odd minutes of football, and you have a minute between quarters. An injury is what could extend the game. So it's 49-6 Fort Morgan. Their 7th touchdown of the night. 2 by Briggs Wheatley, 2 by David Sarinano, 1 by Frankie Ortega, 1 by Ernie Sandoval, and 1 from Nick Norris.
Good all-around team play again tonight.
Kevin, you mind the running clock?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right.
Even when we're at home, it's nice to have a running clock.
No, absolutely. All right. Again, a kick towards the sideline. It'll be fielded at the 30-yard line or 26-yard line and getting loose across the 40 to the 42. A return of about 16 yards. And that is Jared Noterman. So Niwot will have it right there.
Luna and Coffin on the tackle for the Mustangs.
Well, Kevin, there was a little bit of concern there that Fort Morgan got soft, but it looks like they picked up their game late in the second quarter, now early in the third.
And we'll see how the defense picks up with Niwot, because it was just the defense that got soft.
Right, yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, not as an entire unit, because the offense might not punt at all tonight. But Niwot has it with a running clock, 7:23 to go in the game. In the third quarter, excuse me, I was getting wishful thinking. From the shotgun formation at the 42, Bartko is back to throw. Pass right side, complete to Julian Bell, and a first down at the Fort Morgan 45-yard line. It's a gain of 13. Again, that's why they've won 3 games. They got a nice passing game, right?
Yeah, Bell has some nice hands. The way he received that, had his hands turned just right, get that ball into him.
Yeah, 97 yards passing for Aiden Bartko. I mean, he's completed 11 of 19. And he's completed 10 of his last 12 passes. One of them was picked off by Fernando Marquez in the end zone. 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the Mustang 45. Niwot down 49-6. Bartko 4 yards behind center. Quick drop, throws it right side. Wide open along the sideline. That's caught by Fisk. That's going to be a first down at the 34, a gain of 11.
Kind of looks like Fort Morgan's in the old, the joke, the NFL prevent defense, where you prevent yourself from winning because you let them go down and score.
Right. Luckily, this is not going to be a 43-point rally for Niwot.
No, because they won't be able to stop us on offense. But
well, and we know that once you get under 40, it's still a running clock. So once you've established that type of lead, it remains with a running clock. From the 34-yard line, man in motion, Bartko again to throw. The slant is going to be intercepted. Oh, what a pick there. Picked off at the 21-yard line. That is Leo Luna with a pick. He read it perfectly. Give me some of that. I mean, it looked like it was intended for Luna.
Yeah, he stepped right into it. That was an excellent read on his part.
Second interception by the Mustangs in this game. And at the 22-yard line, the quarterback is Jackson Langford. Levi McCoy, who had a big game in the opening game of the season against Fort Moore, against Brush, is the setback. Clock is running with 5:05 to go, third quarter. And the Mustangs up 49-6. And
that tells you, what kind of depth this Fort Morgan team has. When Levi McCoy started the season, and he doesn't hardly get any playing time now because of all the other good backs.
Yeah, he had a good JV season, though. I still think they might be playing, but I saw him play some JV. 1st and 10 at the 23. McCoy with a handoff, stutter stepping, but he's got no blocking there. He's swamped at the 22, I think maybe the 21. Yeah, it's a loss of at least 2 yards there by Levi McCoy, but
lost it 2, second down and 12.
I mean, there was no way he could get out of that. There was just nothing. There was no lane to run to. The 2nd and 12 from the 21. Also in there for Fort Morgan is Daniel Serna. Receivers split left and right. Jackson Langford, the junior quarterback, with McCoy to his left, 3 yards behind center. Langford to throw out to his left. It's complete and near a first down. It's caught at about the 30-yard line That's Coffery, if I'm saying that right. At the 32, a gain of 11. Coffery
gets it up to the 32, third down the yard.
Not bad. That was a good-looking throw, too.
Yeah, it was nice.
Third down and about half a yard to go from the 32-yard line. Fort Morgan can take this possession into the fourth quarter. McCoy, the setback. You could give it to him. He's out of the pistol formation. On third down, Langford awaits the snap. Langford hands off to McCoy, runs to his left, first down to the 35. And McCoy near the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 7. They'll backtrack it to the 39. Gain of 7 for McCoy.
Tackle, stop at the 39. That's a Mustang first down.
And the Mustangs will now take this into the fourth quarter under 3 minutes to go with the football unless they turn it over. First and 10 at their own 39-yard line. So we officially have about 15 minutes of football left. At the 39, Luna's in motion to the right, has it on the jet sweep to the 40-yard line, and then he dives to the 43 for a gain of 4 before the hit is made there. Second down, and 6 to go. Liam Flanagan
second down and 6, spotted at the 43.
Made the hit there for Niwot. Well, everybody's getting involved now. From the 43-yard line. Second down and 6 to go for the Mustangs. Fort Morgan led at the break 42-6, and the touchdown pass from Edson to Sandoval's gotten this to a running clock. And there's the give. Big hole for McCoy to the 50. McCoy in the secondary, carrying defenders to the 41. Lee by McCoy with a gain of 16. How about that run, Brian Nickel?
Yeah, that was great.
First down.
You got that little bit of a hole there, and he got hit about 8 yards downfield, and he just carried those Niwot Cougars for some extra yardage.
One thing I want to do right after this play, because I aired at the beginning of the broadcast, Brian, I want to get to your nickel package and compare now. Now we can see what you had in your notes. First and 10 from the 41, Baxton and I. And there's the give right up the gut for a gain of 2 to the fullback. To the 39. Was that Serna or somebody else? Yep. Yeah, we'll get to that here in between quarters. Second down and 8 to go for the 39-yard line. We've got 1 minute to go in the third. I mean, I couldn't imagine any nickel package would be anything complicated for tonight's game. You know. From the 39, and this will be Langford with a keeper, and he's going to be hit after a gain of about 2 or 3. I don't know if that was a design play.
It looked kind of strange, like he might have missed a handoff. He was a little uneasy running up into the middle there.
Way to about the 37.
Well, there's 30 seconds to go in the third. Third down and 6 to go for the 37. One more play here in this quarter. And the Mustangs can take it to the fourth with a huge lead. On third down and 6 from the 37, Langford's going to let the play clock run down. The overall game clock says 8 seconds to go. He might not have to run a play in this quarter. And they don't. The Mustangs lead Niwot 49-6 after 3 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Third quarter, the score.
Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm Sean Beltran. 49-6. The Mustangs lead Niwot here. Entering the fourth quarter, third down and 6 for Fort Morgan at the Niwot 37-yard line. Jackson Langford under center. The backs are in an I formation. Langford will hand it off, and a stutter step right up the gut inside the 35 to the 34. And that is Angel Flores for a gain of 3.
Got to bring up third and 3.
Fourth down and 3 to go right after this play, regardless of what happens. Brian, let's compare the notes here, what you had with the nickel package, because I'm anxious, because it's not that easy to put together a nickel package when you know you're going to win by a bunch, because you really you have the big advantage. When it's a competitive game like next week against Erie, that you can pinpoint a few things. All right, 4th and 3 from the 34. Langford will keep it himself. He's going to get thrown down for a loss. A big loss back at the 40.
Pulled down behind the line of scrimmage.
Excellent open field tackle there.
Lost kids on the tackle.
By
turnover on downs from the Cougars.
Let's see it. Taven Hobbs, I believe. Anyway, okay, let's get to the nickel package, what you had before. The 5 keys for a Mustang win.
I had come out focused. Can't look past Niwot.
1 for 1.
Yep. Offensive line, need to control the line of scrimmage. Third one was defense, put pressure on their quarterback. They did get a interception here. Fourth one was play to your level. Don't play down to their level. You got to stay even, and they've done that pretty well. And then the fifth one I had was running clock by half. We were 1 touchdown away from the running clock.
Yeah, that's another outstanding nickel package. 1st and 10, and Bartko right up the middle to the 41. Mustang tackle was made by Jake Redding, a senior on senior night. A rare carry for Bartko, only his 7th. 2nd down and 9 to go for the 41. Niwot has all 3 timeouts, which Kevin Rohde would like them to take.
No use taking them home with you.
There you go. I knew that was coming. I mean, I deserve that. 2 receivers out to the left side. Man in motion to the right. Play action. Bartko slips, but he stays on his feet. Throws over the middle. Complete. It's a 1st down to the 48-yard line. And a gain of 12. The pass was caught by Isaac Fisk. That's his 3rd reception for 41 yards.
At the 48, that's a Cougar 1st down.
Yeah, they've got some decent pass plays when he gets the time. He has a nice ball when it comes out.
Yeah, he does. And let's see.
Somebody injured on the other side? Or?
Yeah,
I think somebody's on the bench over there. They're calling over the
trainer. Yeah. I'm assuming it's a player. Either way, the clock will start up once again. On 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the 48 of Fort Morgan. The Mustangs lead 49-6. And out of the gun, play action. Deep up the right side. That pass is going to be incomplete. Out there was Noah Lopez.
Pass intended for Martinez falls incomplete. And Noah Lopez on the cover.
Pass was intended over there for Brian Martinez. The 21st pass attempt by Aiden Bartko. He has thrown for 108 yards in a game unofficially. 2nd down and 10.
He's got a good arm.
8:40 and the clock is running. Well, we'll be done before 9 o'clock. Unless, again, we have a significant stoppage for some unexpected event. On 2nd down, Julian Molina with a handoff and a big hole across the right side, across the 45, still on his feet. And he's carrying Mustang defenders for a 1st down and a gain of 10 at the 38-yard line. Julian Molina has the lone touchdown of the night for Niwot.
About the 39, Cougar 1st down.
Yeah, he showed some nice power running there once he got initial contact.
They'll mark it at the 39. 1st and 10 for Niwot in Fort Morgan territory. Molina limping a little bit as he exits the field of play. Liam Flanagan now in that backfield. Under center is Bartko from the 39. Man in motion to the left. Play action. Bartko wants to throw. Pressure coming up the middle, and he's going to be sacked. Taken down. And the sack. Well, see, for Fort Morgan, I see a 36, I believe, but I don't have that on my roster.
36 is Colin Duckworth.
There you go. Nice play by Duckworth.
And also Andres Castaneda.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get an updated roster. Nice job by those Mustangs. 2nd down. And we'll call it 14 from the 43. Well, Sandoval's got to put his helmet on. Getting in there late without a helmet. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Ernie's got to know better. You don't enter the field of play without a helmet. Now he's got to get back on the sideline. You can't even do that in the NFL. So Cale Langford will now step in instead of Ernie. And they had to stop the clock there because of that. Approaching the 7-minute mark of the game. On second down, Barco deep drop, setting up a screen, and it's incomplete to the left, intended for Flanagan, but thrown behind him at the 45 of Fort Morgan. Third down.
Third down and 15.
And 14 to go. Make it 15 for Niwot.
Yeah, Castaneda in there once again, but it was supposed to be a screen pass, but he was in there a lot quicker than they wanted him in there.
Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Western Engineering Consultants' strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. At Western Engineering Consultants, on 3rd and 15 for the 43. In motion is Bitterman. Back to throw, Bartko along the right side. It's complete underneath, but it's going to be short of a first down at the 31-yard line. It's caught over there by Jarrett Noterman. They needed 15, and they got 12. Fourth down and 3.
At the 31, it's going to be 4th and 2.
Makes it a little more manageable for them.
Well, that's only the first catch by Noterman. He's been the intended. Yeah, it's 4th and a long 2 here. All right, let's get an update on the temperature. It was, as of right now, it's, I guess it is 28 degrees in Fort Morgan. 4th down, a long 2 at the Mustang 31-yard line. Bartko is under center. Is this going to be a keeper? He needs a lot of yards for a keeper. Nope. This will be a handoff up the middle. First down.
Molina.
Yeah, Molina's got it to the 27.
Right up the middle.
Gain of 4.
Down, but not before it gets a Cougar first down.
I thought maybe it might be a keeper and Molina was going to push him.
Yeah, gain of 3. Yeah.
Color for the Mustang.
Yeah, they'll give him only 3, but he got the yardage he needed. We have 5 minutes to go in the game. Fort Morgan leads Niwot 49-6. 3 weeks in a row, the Mustangs have gone to a running clock with a third quarter touchdown. Now setting up for the 28. 4 yards behind center, man in motion to the left. Aiden Bartko has the football. There's the misdirection, running left to the 25-yard line. That's Molina across the 25 to the 22 for a gain of 6.
On the carry.
Before the hit was made.
About the 22.
Second down and 4. Braden Fajardo in on the play.
Gain of 6, second down and 4.
A lot of good playing time as Coach had called or had talked about in the pregame about being able to get the younger kids in and get some experience.
I like the way during the second quarter how he started subbing some of them in with the rest of the varsity instead of just dumping all of JV in there and let them play with the big boys.
From the pistol at the 22. Bartko will hand it off. That's a big hole for Flanagan inside the 15 to about the 11. Flanagan with a nice gainer. We'll give him about 11 yards in a play for Liam Flanagan.
At the 12, that's a first down for the Cougars.
We'll call it the 12-yard line. Still, they got plenty of time to. In fact, they might get into the end zone and the game might be over there. There's 3.5 to go. I mean, if they score on this play, they'll have to kick it off from the 12. Handoff Flanagan running left to the 10 to the 5. He dives and he is he's into the end zone. Flanagan from 12 yards out. So Niwot is back on the board. It's 49-12. Now they'll probably go for 2 as they did earlier when they missed.
That should prevent them from having to call timeouts to get that last score in.
Right, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness for small favors.
Bartko out of the pistol. Low snap. He'll throw it into the end zone, incomplete. Along the right side, covered by Noah Lopez. Noterman was the intended receiver. So it's 49-12. Clock is running. 2:36 to go. So we'll have a kickoff in probably 2 plays, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all we'll need, unless they onside it, but let's hope that doesn't happen.
And they can set their sights for the league championship next Friday night at Erie.
It'll be a big one. The Mustangs and Erie Tigers a week from tonight, 7 o'clock on the road. That'll be on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the Cougars to kick it off for the second time in the game. We'll have a very brief post game here.
Caden Smith in for the Mustangs on the kick return.
Jesus Amaya to kick it off. And this will be fielded at the 19-yard line along the right side across the 30. Was that Smith there who had that?
Angel Flores.
No, that was Flores.
Preliminary weather forecast for next Friday is going to be 45 degrees for the day with a low of 25. So similar tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe a little warmer.
Yep.
Brings it up to
Hopefully.
34. The Mustangs will have it there. First down and 10.
All right, so Fort Morgan should only have to run 2 plays. We're down to 1:19 to go. Jackson Langford, the quarterback, at their own 33-yard line. There's another running back in there. There's the handoff and nothing doing.
Chase Redding.
Yep. He's only a freshman.
Duckworth on the carry. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10. This will be the final play of the game. Final play of the game is coming up here for Fort Morgan, and they can get out of here with a big win tonight. Langford from the pistol. Awaits a snap. Same formation. Oh, no handoff there. Langford probably just better fall. But he's going to run towards the sideline, and he's going to get out of bounds for a gain of 1. There's a late flag, and then a big flag bounce, but that's probably going to be it.
We have a flag.
Yeah.
With 14 seconds to go, that'll be it. They don't need to stop the clock anymore. The Fort Morgan Mustangs will defeat the Niwot Cougars tonight, 49-12. Let's take a break. We'll have a recap after this on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
That's the ball game. The final score is Fort Morgan.
If you're looking for a home 913.
John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde as the Mustangs win the game tonight over the Niwot Cougars, 49-12. Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. As the Mustangs got off early, they scored 28 points in the opening quarter. As Brian recapped at halftime, Frankie Ortega with a 1-yard run. David Sadinana from 12 and 5 yards out. Briggs Wheatley 21 and 15 yards out. Nick Norris with a block punt. And he recovered the ball in the end zone. It was 42-6 at halftime, and both teams scored touchdowns in the second half. The Mustangs got it to a running clock with 7-yard pass from Caden Edson to Ernie Sandoval, and they win the game 49-12. 5 for 5 with the Mustangs on Brian's nickel package there. And, Kevin, you need to win games like this by big margins because you have to be fresh and well-rested for next week in the showdown here.
Right. One of the things I was thinking before the game was we've got to get through this without any injuries, and there were no injuries today, at least none that seemed obvious. So hopefully no one's banged up and bruised, and everybody's back full speed next week.
Aiden Bartha did throw for 120 yards. Frankie Ortega, 9 carries for 77 yards in the opening half. The only difference maker in the second half with more carries was David Sadinana, 6 carries for 94 yards. But, Brian, the Mustangs actually didn't generate a lot of yardage on offense because they never had poor field position in the game and didn't have to punt either.
No, they had a relatively short field every time they got the ball and took very little time off the clock to do it also. So, but they're hitting their stride here as they get ready to go to Erie next week, and it ought to be a whale of a game, I think, next week at Erie. Erie's going to come in undefeated in the league. Fort Morgan's going to be coming into the game undefeated. So it's just a matter of who can possibly make the least mistakes, least turnovers in the game.
Right, and I think it's important to remember that unless we meet them again in the playoffs, it might be the last time we play Erie as they're stepping up to the next level next week or next year.
Well, that was a heck of a game they had here last year. Remember the finale last year? Erie and Fort Morgan essentially went down to the wire. Erie won that game by, I believe, a field goal, but it was one heck of a contest to close out the 2018 regular season. All right. Big win for the Mustangs, their 5th consecutive win. For Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show is coming up in about half an hour. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan. The final score tonight, Fort Morgan 49, Niwot 12 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.